Hey, Team Overton, Mark Pearson. I am a senior principal at Stantec, and we are a business partner at Overton, and very proudly, I'm very proud that we've been there for a very long time now. I get asked this all the time. How are we, Stantec, sorry, which we're an engineering firm, a private engineering firm, how are we operating in this virtual environment in terms of our response to the global pandemic? And we made a very, very fast transition, and it's been almost a year now since that our office in Nashville, which has about 80 staff, more or less closed in terms of we told our staff to go home to be safe. And very quickly we switched to a virtual environment, and it's been amazingly seamless. But it has brought about a whole new need for a different skill set, and a lot of that ties to communication. And if any of you have ever heard me talk, or if you'll see me in the future at Overton, you will know that I'm very consistent in that message about communication, and more so now, our ability to work in a remote environment where we're on Zoom or Teams calls or communicating through video conferencing, it's so critical. And so you really have to be able to, you got to be able to focus. I'll say that's a critical thing. When you're in the room with someone, obviously you give them your attention, right? That's it's very easy when you're in the same room. It becomes a challenge, right, when you're sitting in a computer and maybe you're listening in on a call and all of a sudden an email pops up or something else on your screen distracts you. So, I'd say staying focused is a different skill that I don't think we were as used to, right, when we were in person. Because again, if someone's sitting across from me, I'm giving them my full attention. So certainly communication in terms of both verbal and written. And what I mean by that is, you have to be able to respond to emails and requests in a very professional but succinct way. It's very frustrating when I get an email that is pages long, because generally, if you're taking that much time to have to explain something, then something's not coming across clearly. Now, there are certain circumstances where that's important, but truly, the more succinct, the more concise you can be in your explanation, that's a skill, and that's really appreciated. And same with phone calls, right? Generally, you want people to get to the point, not in a rude way, not in a bad way, but time is a valuable commodity, and the more direct you can be with people, and that's a skill. It's a challenging thing sometimes, especially when the topic is a difficult one. It's easy when you're calling with good news or just to catch up on things, but when you have to really have a tough conversation with a client or a colleague, there is a skill there that you have to learn in terms of being able to really kind of get to the point. And these are all the skills that, not that they weren't around before the pandemic, but I think they've certainly kind of come to the forefront of things. Multitasking, we talk about it a lot. I listen in on a lot of calls, so sometimes I need to have the skills to be able to listen, but maybe still continue to get work done. And then another very odd one I'll tell you is email management. I know that you may not be on email as much as we might be in the professional environment, but certainly now people rely on it in this virtual environment, and we get so many messages and so many emails, and so you have to be able to find a way to manage those, whether it's putting them in folders and how you're going to respond to them and not forget to respond to things. So, all these are skills that, this pandemic will pass, and when it does, there's skills that we're still going to need. So I don't want you to take this message as anything but something to learn from and hopefully take away from. So I hope this is helpful.